2K are literal scum, and here's why. WWE 2K24, the latest game in the franchise, is pretty good, all things considered. There's of course a lot of upgrades from the past game, and I still get a lot of playtime out of it, unlike most of the fanbase. That being said, I've been playing wrestling games since the days of THQ. I remember getting SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 when it was like a brand new game on the PS2, and that was almost 20 years ago. All the SmackDown vs. Raw games are absolute classics, and I play all the games even up till now. About a decade or so ago, 2K took over when THQ died, and there's of course been some changes since then. With this growth and with the way video gaming has gone in the last 10 years, in comes the in-game purchases. Now listen, I'm all in for some DLC. I like a special edition game, I like a few add-on packs, and maybe some overall upgrades to the game. Some DLC packs suck. I'm looking at you, Pat McAfee pack. Regardless, anytime I buy a wrestling game, I always shill out for the season pass. I want to get all of the DLC, and that is the easiest way to do so, typically through the deluxe version of the game. The season pass every year includes all DLC in the game. That is until they announced the Bray Wyatt edition. So it's not uncommon to put out special editions of these games. This year alone, we already had the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition and the deluxe edition, which we normally get. Now, in a previously unseen move, 2K decides to drop a Bray Wyatt special edition of the game 7 months after the game has dropped. This game has been out for the better part of a year, and just now they announce a new edition. I will be the first one to say it, that sounds sus as fuck. Okay, so regardless, with this edition, what do we get? Is there a physical copy? Is there a steel book case for the disc? I know a lot of people are into those. Maybe a Fiend mask, some sort of Bray Wyatt collectible thing, that would be so cool. No, you don't get any of that. There's no physical edition of this edition. So what do you get with the Bray Wyatt edition? Well, it depends on how you actually buy the edition. You can buy the Bray Wyatt edition of the game, which will cost the regular amount of a game, so about $120 Canadian or maybe $90 US, somewhere around there. Or if you already own the game, which I feel the need to mention, it's currently a PlayStation Plus free game. So if you buy the Bray Wyatt edition at full price, I don't know what you're doing, pal, but you can also just buy the DLC pack on its own as mentioned, which is only about 15 bucks Canadian, 10 bucks US, round there. Content speaking, both versions are basically the same, and here's what you get. You get the Fiend, who's already in the game, and you get Uncle Howdy, who's already in the game. You heard me correctly. They are selling characters who are already in the base game. In the case of the Fiend, it is an unused attire, and I mean, that's sort of neat if it were a free upgrade, or maybe a 99-cent, here you go. But no, it's part of a pack. Get this though, this is the kicker. Uncle Howdy, the exact same character that is already in the game. There's one small difference. It's the face. Apparently, for the original Uncle Howdy model, they used the Miz's face for some reason, and with the new purchasable Uncle Howdy model, it's the way it should be. You see the problem? And here's the absolute best part. Uncle Howdy wears a mask. You can't see his face. Other than his face, there are literally 0 changes to Uncle Howdy, and you still have to pay for it. I think, and this is not confirmed, so don't hold me to it, but I think in the creation suite you will be able to remove Uncle Howdy's mask, showing Bo's face. But for the handful of people dumb enough to buy this stupid fucking pack, not all of them are gonna go out of their way, go to creation suite just to get a fucking maskless Uncle Howdy. Nor should they have to. It's a very stupid fucking thing to include, and I do not understand how this got greenlit. So there's a couple other things that come with the pack. It also includes the Fiend title, which is nice, I like that. It includes my faction cards, and don't even fucking get me started on my faction. It has an action figure version of Bray. Okay, divisive, but fine. And it also has some in-game currency that is only really used for my fucking faction. Okay, so as of yet, they haven't announced a price for this pack, but as I mentioned, likely around the $10-15 mark, the standard price for DLC packs. And now, not everyone will see it this way, but I feel like a lot of people are going to look at it like, oh, it's just $15. I really want the unused Fiend and the title. Shut up. If you thought that, shut your fucking face. Do me a favor. If you own the game, or if you want to go get the game for free, go to Community Creations, search the Fiend, find that version of the Fiend and that version of the title belt. Are you gonna get the same quality? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. Here's the thing. Is it worth $15 extra for that? I already paid literally over 100 Canadian dollars pre-ordering this fucking game under the assumption that the season pass was a season pass. Every season pass has included all DLC, but 2K literally just looked at me and said, go fuck yourself, Dilly. Now listen, I love Bray Wyatt more than most people do. I followed his career since Husky Harris, and it has been a bumpy fucking road. Like, I literally went out of my way to buy one of these recently. Go try to find one of these and tell me how much it costs. I went out of my way because I love The Fiend, I love Bray. He was a special, special, special talent. And seeing what 2K is doing here, putting out this edition, trying to hype it up like it's this big thing, while there's no substance, it's kind of despicable. I'm sure a lot of you will see it as 2K respecting Bray's legacy, and that's fine, right? But it doesn't feel that way to me. It feels like a cash grab. It feels like they're giving us content that should already be in the game, because most of it literally is already in the game. They're giving us the same old shit and selling it as a legacy deal. And the worst part is that people are actually gonna buy it. We're going to enable 2K. This is basically telling 2K, hey, we want you to fuck us in the ass every year, and they will continue to do it. I will say this right now, and it's not an easy decision to come to. When 2K25 drops, I'm not buying it. This will be the first wrestling game since, as I mentioned, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, almost 20 years ago, that I will not be buying a new wrestling game. Except Battlegrounds, but who fucking cares about Battlegrounds? I love the WWE games, I really do. I always have, I always will, but 2K's fucking ruining it. They are running it into the ground between the My Faction shit, which, as I stated, don't get me started. But between all that, all the DLC, all the My Faction stuff, like, this is just overwhelming greed, and it keeps getting worse every year. 2K24 will be the last wrestling game I purchase until I see a real improvement, which likely won't happen. And I know it's just a drop in the bucket. I'm just one customer who's not going to buy it. But I really hope that I can get to people and actually speak to you and tell you don't keep paying them money. Stop doing My Faction. Go back and play the old wrestling games and stop giving 2K money. Hashtag boycott 2K. And yes, of course, for 2K24, of course, the servers will go down in a year or so, and maybe I'll download 2K25 when it's a free game, which, by the way, as mentioned, 2K24, already a free game! The audacity that 2K will literally try selling a special version of a game at full price, even though that same game is free through PlayStation Plus, they're lunatics. Lazy, greedy, piece of shit lunatics. God damn, I love you, Bray. Fuck you, 2K.